Boom, boom. How's it going? How's it going? It is I, TJ, again, and welcome aboard. Like it is every Saturday, we come out to you talking about a book that I have read. And that book has made me to grow, whether it is intellectually in the property space, because I do property and I do real estate. I buy houses, I buy buildings, and I let them out. And this is what we do. And out of that, I've actually built a business out of it. And I am proud to say that, you know, the journey has been amazing, but a lot of it has been amazing because I've been reading books. And out of that, this is my quest. My desire is that you too can also do the same thing. And from time to time, I am always out and I try to actually go through into a particular book that I've read. And out of it, my hope is that you can maybe jump onto the same book or similar books so that you can as well grow in your own space. And if this is something that you enjoy to listen to from time to time and you haven't subscribed, well, now is the time to subscribe, because then you get all the notification and we get to also reach as many people that we can. And that is me. I am a property investor, so I buy properties in the name company, M5 Property Addicts, and I do that in 4 cities where we are in, soon to be going in 5 cities. I'm excited about that. And if I'm not doing that, I teach other people. So I teach other people to actually also invest, and we've got a school that's called the M5 Property Varsity. And if we're not doing that, yep, I write books, and this is my latest books that I wrote, which is called From Bed Dead to Property Mogul. And this is the book I wrote not so long ago, and you can literally have that for your own pleasure of reading. But today I want to cover up a book that I read, I think it was about 2015, 2016, but this book was written, I think, in 2012, somewhere there. But I met this guy, fascinating guy, and I met him at church, actually. The author part of it, he's an American guy. I enjoy his teachings. I actually enjoy the way he communicates as well, because he's a funny guy, and besides being a funny guy, he keeps you engaged, and also he takes you from a point of, not just from a faith perspective on how you can do things, but also practically on how you can do it. And so he fuses the two, faith and action. And we all know, or should I say, we should be knowing that faith with no work, you know, it's literally nothing. So faith needs to be there, the work needs to be there. The two, if they're combined together, you know, that's when you see the magic happening. And sometimes it pains my heart to see quite a lot of people who go out there and all they're doing are praying, God open up doors for me, God do this for me. Yes, 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 but they're not putting in the work. So I want to say it out there that what I've seen in my teachings, in my learnings with all my teachers that I've got from a spiritual side, all of them are all action-driven people. And I'm not going to say that again. All of them are all action-driven people. So they put in the work and the faith also kicks in. And that's what I've been learning. So today, without further ado, I am going to talk about the book, boom! Yeah, this book is actually called The Forces of Favor. And he is an amazing guy, Dr. Dave Martin, and I follow his work quite a lot. And yeah, he's out in the States. And one of the things that he said that was quite fascinating for me, when we met him, he was talking about when he was starting off a church at that particular time. And well, by the way, church is also real estate, isn't it? Maybe one day we'll own a church, and then we can have a church running on our land. You know, that could be an idea. Yeah, I haven't thought of that yet. But he was speaking of when he started off, and I don't know when he started off, but he would say that, you know, it was literally him, and he was a one-man band, and he would get like people to call him, and at that time he was thinking of going global. And by the way, this is the time that he had actually come to South Africa. This is like 2015. I think that was my first time seeing him. And he says back in the days, he would answer the phone. So if someone would call him, and then he would say, hi, how's it going? This is Dave Martins International. How can I help you? and he is answering the phone, right? So he's answering, his brand is the third person, right? And someone would say, yeah, can I speak to Dave Martin, please? And then he would say, yeah, please hold on. Let me see if Dr. Dave Martin is in. And then he'll go in, and then he'll come and like, hello, yes, this is Dave. And I like, that is so funny. But I think the actioning way with what I learned from that statement alone is that, yes, we want to be international or we want to be big, but in simple actions, how do you start, right? I mean, the example that he was giving there of picking up his own phone and pretending as if he's got a PA in his own office, I think that was quite cool. We all want to have a PA. We all want to have a big working force working for us. But are we prepared to do the work? And this is, some of those things. But I want to stress the fact that, I enjoy my spiritual walk. And with that, I've also seen that there are some things that are within that walk that I'm not doing well. So I'm always aiming to improve. If Jesus could do it, I am sure that I'm no different. I am born a sinner. So, we need to get there. But what are some of the things that I learned in this book here and that I've applied on my property journey? So it is good to be intellectually clever, right? But what I've also seen is that in business, you also need to be of a strong faith. You need to have a strong faith. If you don't have a strong faith, when there is turbulence hitting, be it in your business, be it in your relationship, then the ship is going to tank at some point. So I want to cover up a couple of things that I apply in my daily life, and I apply all of these things differently, and I'm going to give you guys some examples. And unfortunately today, I am not going to give you 5 things that I kind of like learned, right? I'm going to give you all the 7 things that are in this book. It's a great book, easy to read, small. And out of it, I'm just going to give you guys examples of how I actually implement all of this. Because I think this is where we kind of like miss it for a lot of us. And by the way, I am also still learning from it. And I read this book. You can see it has had better days. I am still reading the book. So I go into that, dig in and try to see what else can I learn that's different. But the first thing that I want to speak to, which is the first chapter that he covers in here, Dr. Dave, he speaks about declaring favor. So we all want favor in business, isn't it? We all want favor. We all want doors to open up so that we can do the deals. We all want to get our money as quickly. We all want to, so it's all about favor. That's what we want, right? But how do you actually do it? So in this book here, he tries to kind of like outline what you need to do or some of the things that you can do to actually gain favor. So the first one is that you need to declare favor. So you might be praying, and so how do you pray? You pray to declare the favor, right? So you claim it. You need to claim it up front. So this is an action of praying that you are doing to declare the favor that you're looking for. So favor from when I travel all the time, I'm always asking for favor, to have favor with the air hostess, to have favor with officials when we are going through via airports, via the borders and things like that. And I guarantee you that in many a times, like for instance, when I'm traveling international, I've just been bumped up for some reason. Like there's a reason, like sometimes they'll say, well, they've been oversubscribed and I am like one of the last people to come in, and then they say, well, go into first class. I'm like, okay, but I didn't pay for it, but yeah, here I am, right? Simple favor like that. I get through onto a police roadblock and they just call me up and say, ID please, or whatever, driver's license. And I see 4 or 5 people are being searched, and I pass through. I'm like, that's favor, right? I pray about it. I pray favor over my kids. I pray favor over my family. I pray favor over my business partners. I pray favor in everything that I do, right? But over and above that, there's some action that I need to do. So praying is not good enough. There's action that needs to be done as well, right? The second one that I want to speak to, which is also part of the book, is that Dr. Dave speaks about if you're being obedient, right? God rewards those that are obedient. So the reward part of it is when now he is showing you favor. So I'm going to give you an example here. And this particular example actually jumps into the point that if I'm to define some of the things that have happened in my life, I cannot actually pinpoint why I deserve them. I cannot actually pinpoint how I got to have those things or how I got to have a certain relationship with someone. I can't. I can't really trace it. And to me, it is thinking from my perspective, when I read this book, I'm like, oh, potentially God just made me to meet this person, whether it was on social media or whether it was in person. It was like at a point, I'm going to give you an example. There's someone who invested in our business, and how I actually met them was that I met up with someone on a flight and we sat together. And I was reading a book of Robert Kiyosaki, and we started talking, and that guy was saying to me that he's a doctor. And out of it, you know, he was saying that he used to invest in property back in the days, but he doesn't anymore because he's retiring, and he's retiring within his properties. And I was like, yeah, that's the same philosophy that I follow. And out of it, he connected me to someone else who later on became an investor in my space, but I never met that person. Up to now, I haven't met them. Isn't that favor? But where did that favor come from? By me just being obedient in what I'm supposed to be doing. So what is it that I'm supposed to be doing? Well, the Bible is very clear on what you're supposed to be doing. And if you don't know, then you need to plug into a church so that you can know what you're supposed to be doing to be an obedient person in the Christian faith or whatever faith that you want to be in. The second thing is that you need to seek God, right? You need to seek God, right? So I am going to speak from a point of, I am a father, I've got 2 kids, I am a leader in my household because I lead my family. That's my mandate because I'm the dude, right? And there are so many things that needs to happen in my business. I'm also a leader. And some days things can become a little bit overwhelming, right? It can be overwhelming. So you got family here, you got the business there, and by no means I am no different from any other man there. The pressures can be high. But I want to specify that if you're looking for favor, and that favor is there, it is there, like it's there already there. It's our obedience that needs to tap into it now. So if you're seeking God in that area, if you're seeking the favor, but you're not seeking God, then how does the favor downloads into you? You see. So you see that you actually need to connect to God. So you need to seek God. You need to seek the Creator for you to be able to tap into the favors that He's given you. And there's so many ways in which that you can seek Him. And I say that you need to dive into the book and understand how best you can actually seek for yourself. And potentially some of those things you're already doing it. For some of you, you pray. For some of you, you spend time with the Bible and all of these things, worshiping, all of those things. They are all part and parcel of seeking God, right? The fourth thing that I then want to speak to is that, and this is where I love Dr. Dave. This is where I love him, right? Now, the fourth thing is that he speaks about solving problems for other people. Solving problems for other people. I could potentially just split it into 2 and say, number 1 is solving problems, because a lot of us, we actually have a problem by just solving our own problems. Now, if you are solving problems, right, in the real estate space, in the property space that I play in, it is all about problems. It is all about problems. That's why I've got a team, and within this team, they help me to solve those problems. If it is a law problem, I go to Elise. If it's an accounting problem, Rita needs to sort it out. If it is a building problem, Hubert needs to come in and sort it out. So we are continuously solving problems. We are continuously solving problems. We are solving one of the biggest problems in the country, which is accommodation. It is a mandate from the Creator above, actually, to solve problem for others. Now, I am continuously doing that because I've got property rentals that are out there where we are solving the biggest problems in the countries, partnering up with the government and partnering up with the Creator, because now we are actually solving problems. But that's the biggest problems. But there are other small problems that we can talk about. But all of these, you can get favor because you're helping others out. Right. The fifth point is that do the best you can. Do the best you can. So whilst you're solving all of these problems, don't be slack. Don't be doing it in your own baby time. Don't be like, I will get there. I'll do it, like do the best you can. But doing the best what you can, you need to do it actually with vigor. You need to do it actually with all the resources that you've got at that particular time. And then that is what is referred to as excellence. So now, because you're doing all of this in excellence, who doesn't want to work with anyone who works within excellence? Who doesn't want to work with anyone who is excellent? So that's why you see that a lot of people want to gravitate to M5 property addicts. Why? Because we are doing excellence. In what we are doing in terms of teaching others, we're doing it excellence. In everything that we're doing from an investment perspective, we're doing it the best that we can with what we've got within the excellence that we can thrive to be. And by the way, you can never reach excellence. I'm of the view that you're always striving to improve, to reach to the excellence. Even when you get here, I think there's another level as well of being excellent. So I can never stress enough on that one. I'm always pushing my team. I'm like, guys, can we not do it better? And some of my team members, I hear them sneaking in behind my back and like, yo, guys, you need to prep this because TJ is coming. And the other day, I remember we were out on an event. We normally have events, and I think it was a private property show, and we were making up our stall to look nice. And one of my team members said, I did tell them that they need to clean up everything and make sure that everything is sharp before you come. And there you are making it clean again. And that's what it's all about. It's all about just striving to be a little bit more excellent, right? Striving to be a little bit excellent. And you can never be perfect, but you can try to be as perfect as you can with whatever that you've got. And I think that is also contagious as a leader or as someone who's got people that you're working with in the team. It is also contagious because once people start also seeing how you're doing things and why you're doing it, it's a ripple effect of how can we improve things. You can see from social media how people rave about us in terms of the services that we give. I can never stress that one enough, especially if you're in business. The other point is you can actually gain favor by giving others. I guarantee you that in any of my training rooms, if you've ever been there, we are so generous, it's not even funny, right? It's intentional. We talk about it before we have a class. What are we going to give away, right? We talk about it when we are in our strategy sessions. When we've got investors investing with us, what are we going to give them, right? Because why? Why am I doing that? Why are we having those conversations? It's because we want favor from God. It is simple. We are looking for favor from God. Saving you at that particular time and giving you something else that you were not expecting is just the mandate for us, but actually it speaks to the greater being, which speaks to my spirituality, where I've always said, if you are in any form of shape of a business, you need to have somewhere else who's bigger than you, where you can trust, where you can lean on for understanding, where you can lean on for wisdom, because at some point when you reach success, you don't want to be in the space of you are your own little God now. You know what I mean? Okay. Well, the other point that I can speak to is that it speaks about sowing seeds. What is that? What is sowing seeds? So how do you gain the favor from God? When you're sowing seeds, it's like teaching others and you see them sprouting and then they become their own leaders in their own space and they grow. Many of you who have been in our circles for a long time, you might have seen some of my business partners that came in, started off with us, and they've gone on sprout and then they've got their own business going, right? That's what it's all about, right? you are releasing other people, you are planting a seed in them, and then off they go. They shoot to be something else. Sowing a seed can be spoken about in the act of giving as well. Sowing a seed can be actually, we can speak to it in many ways, but the point here that I'm driving to is you need to be intentionally sowing the seeds, right? Then the last one that I would like to cover there is that in this book here, I have learned a couple of things. Everything that I have spoken about, I have learned in this book here, and I continue practicing all of it. It is my check in terms of what am I doing better? What am I doing better? And I need to go back into it. I'm like, oh, let me talk. I need to talk about, I think I'm slacking in excellence. Then I'm going to go to chapter number 4 and I'm going to start reading. Small page. In 30 minutes or even less, this book here, this is it. This is all about excellence. Gives me reference to the Bible. Okay, what are they talking about? Okay, excellence is doing the best you can with whatever you have. What do I have right now? I search, okay, I've got access to this person, I've got access to this person. Can I give them a call? Right, I can, yes. If I give them a call, then what next? So already you're planning, you are working within the space of your excellence. Hey, I only have one pair of shoes. Can I make it clean? Right, if I make it clean when I go and present somewhere else, will they like it? Great. Hey, I am going to be on YouTube. So what can I do? This is in a room. Oh, maybe I can put in a light there. Or maybe I can put in my book here. Oh, okay, fine. So now the background's now looking cool. I am working within my excellence of what I've got. I don't have the plasma TV for me to put at the back there, or I don't have all the other cool things that other people might have, but with whatever I've got. Oh, I've got a banner. Maybe if I put it up, maybe it will look like this. Oh, I don't have lighting. Maybe if I put in a lampshade that's facing me, maybe I might be looking nice. Like all of those things. But it's all about just striving to be better at where you are. And that's how you gain favor. I can never stress enough on these things. You can see that I learned a lot. I'm doing a lot. I am sorry that I can't give you 3 things that I learned and I've implemented. I implemented everything in here. I did implement everything. And that's where it is. Well, again, the name of the book is 7 Ways to Increase Your Favor. We all have favor by default, but this is the way you can increase it. You can get the book, and in the link before, I've made it convenient for you. You can literally jump on into it on that link, and you can get the book. And I will not be covering the 3 things that I applied because I'm applying everything. And that's where it is. The results of it, you can see for yourself. You can see for yourself, right? And I am thriving all the time to make sure that I am growing bigger and bigger. Right, until next time, next week again on Saturday, it is my pleasure to be hosting you whilst we are reviewing a book, and I'm glad that we have reviewed this book here from Dr. Dave Martin. I've gone on to read a couple of more of his books. By the way, he is America's #1 Christian success coach. And I subscribe to his coaching sessions, and I enjoy his sessions quite a lot. And from time to time, whenever he's got something going on, I make sure that I plug into it. My name is TJ. It's been great, Tarai Jack. It's been great hanging out with you. And it is that time again where you can smash that button and subscribe if this information has been great for you, and if this is what you like to be enjoying to increase your knowledge, your tenacity, your spirituality, because all of those things you need to be successful for you to be successful. Hey, we'll chat with you later. God bless and goodbye. Cheers.